Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're listening from. Welcome to another episode of Ignite Teaching. I'm your host, Anderson Manuel. If this is your first time joining us, I want to personally welcome you. If you've been listening for a while, welcome back. Today we're beginning something very special, a conversation that I honestly believe is one of the most important conversations teachers and parents can have because something is happening to our children. Something is happening in our classrooms. Something is happening in our homes. And if we're honest, something is happening to us too. This series is called The Focused Generation, Helping Children Thrive in a Distracted World. It's inspired by many of the important ideas explored in Joanne Harry's book, Stolen Focus, along with current research and nearly 3 decades of my own experiences as an elementary school teacher. But this isn't a book review. It's a conversation about hope, about children, about attention, about learning, and about how we can become the adults our children need right now. So, pour yourself a cup of coffee, take a deep breath, and let's spend the next few minutes together. Have you ever noticed you walk into the grocery store, you tell yourself, I'm only here for milk. 20 minutes later, you've brought bananas, bread, paper towels, cookies, and somehow you forgot the milk. Or maybe it's this. You pick up your phone to check the weather, then you see a text that reminds you of an email. The email reminds you of something you forgot to order, so you open up Amazon, then YouTube, then Facebook, then Instagram, then TikTok, then someone sends you another text. Suddenly, 30 minutes disappear, and you can't even remember why you picked up your phone in the first place. Sounds familiar? If it does, welcome to being human in 2026. Now, let me tell you something about that happened in my classroom. A few months ago, I told my first graders something very simple. Today we're going to draw. Their eyes lit up. Children love to draw. I didn't give them a worksheet. I didn't give them directions with 27 steps. I simply said, draw your favorite place in the world. One student drew the beach. Another drew Disney World. One little boy drew his grandmother's kitchen because, as he told me, that's where the pancakes are. I love first grade, but something happened that stayed with me. About 2 minutes into the activity, one student looked up. Mr. Manuel, are we done yet? I smiled. No. Another minute passed. Another hand. What do we do now? I looked around the room. The pictures weren't finished. Some children had barely started. Nobody was bored with drawing. They were uncomfortable with staying in one activity. And that moment hit me. Not because children have changed, but because the world around children has changed. And maybe, just maybe, we've changed with it. You know, I've been teaching for 29 years. I've taught thousands of children. I've watched generations grow up. I've seen the internet arrive. I've seen smartphones become part of everyday life. I've seen social media completely reshape how we communicate. I've watched classroom goes from chalkboards to smartboards, from dictionaries to Google, from handwritten reports to AI assistants. Some of these changes have been wonderful. Technology has opened doors we've never imagined. Children can explore museums across the world, talk with classrooms on different continents, learn coding, create movies, compose music. The possibilities are incredible. Technology isn't the villain in this story. It's a remarkable tool. But here's the question I keep asking myself. Have we become so connected that we've forgotten how to be present? I remember being a child. Summer afternoons felt endless. If I was bored, I had to figure out something out. I'd make up games, build things, I'd imagine adventures. Sometimes I'd just sit outside and think, today, the moment boredom appears, out comes a screen. Swipe, tap, scroll, repeat. Swipe, tap, scroll, repeat. Not because children are doing something wrong, but because that's the world they've inherited. And here's the truth that gives me hope. Children are incredibly adaptable. If they can learn habits of distraction, they can also learn habits of focus. That means this isn't a hopeless conversation. It's an empowering one because teachers matter, parents matter, relationships matter, the environment we create matters, and that's why this series matters. Before we go any further, I want you to think about one question. Not for your students, not for your children, for yourself. When was the last time you gave one thing your complete undivided attention? Not notifications, not multitasking, not checking your phone just for a second. Just one activity, completely present. If you're struggling to remember, you're not alone. And that realization changed the way I think about teaching. Because maybe the greatest gift we can give our children isn't another app, another worksheet, or another educational program. Maybe the greatest gift we can give them is our attention. Because attention is how our children experience love. Attention is how they build confidence. Attention is how they learn. Attention is how relationships grow. When we truly pay attention to a child, we're sending a message that no device, no toy, and no amount of praise can replace. We're saying, I see you. You matter. I'm here with you. And I believe that may be one of the most powerful lessons we can teach in a distracted world. Alright, until next time, it was wonderful being here with you. Can't wait to share part 2.